Om Yogis, welcome to this practice where we will be looking at the creation of time and space. Find a comfortable seat. Close your eyes and just connect with your breath. To create space is to practice yoga. To create a space for the unfoldment of the self or for the untangling of the self is super beautiful. The first step in creating that space tonight is to turn up on your mat, and that you are here is a victory in itself. So just take a moment to acknowledge that you have begun the process of creating space for yourself just by turning up. And now start to breathe in a more spacious way, maybe placing one hand on your belly and the other hand onto your chest. See if you can breathe in such a way that you kind of push your belly away from you as you breathe in. So we're just concentrating on the belly for now. Expanding as you breathe in and feel the belly contract under your hand as you breathe out. Beautiful. Now take the breath on your next inhale, take it into the belly and then up into the chest. Breathing out, if you like, through the mouth. Breathing in, belly and chest. And breathing out through the mouth. Keep going with this and notice as you push your hands away from you, it's like you're saying to them, hey, give me some room. Give me some room here to breathe. So just in this very small action of breathing, abdominal breathing, or full yogic breath, you're creating space. Begin to exhale out of the mouth as if through a straw. Listen to the sound this creates and feel the tummy drawing, which supports the breath to move in and up. So as you exhale, tummy moves in, and breath after that deep exhale can move in and up. Beautiful. Now try to keep this breath going. You can put your hands on your lap now if you like. As you exhale, make a straw with the mouth and breathe out all the way down into your belly. Little squeeze at the end of the exhale means that you can fill the tummy in, and you can feel the breath in the chest. You can fill that out too. So it's like the deeper that you exhale, the more fully you can inhale. On your next exhale, take your awareness down to your tailbone, and as you inhale, let the breath come up the spine into the third eye center. Exhaling right into the belly, all the way down from there into the tailbone, and then inhale, tailbone to third eye. every exhalation brings an opportunity for relaxation. Let any unnecessary tensions release from your body. As you draw in air, you draw in that very element of space. Beautiful. Then let that go, you guys. Grab your strap and try to make sure the loop in your strap is as wide as possible. You'll need that for later. When you've sorted out your loop and your strap, lie down and just extend one leg into the loop for a hamstring stretch. Push into the heel of your extended leg, and the strap is around the ball of your foot. And breathe in such a way that you begin to open up the backs of your legs, your knees. Opening them up as you breathe in. As you exhale, let go of any unnecessary tensions in the shoulders, in the face, or anywhere else in the body. See if you can embrace any sensations of tightness. Know that tightness is a doorway into the creation of spaciousness. We pass through the doorway of tightness, and when we pass that, space is what is left. Let your shoulders hang heavy and allow the weight in the shoulders to facilitate a little more stretch through the leg, releasing the hinge of the jaw, or any other superfluous tensions in the upper body. Just enjoy this stretch, this creation of space in the back of the leg. Beautiful. And when you're ready, just swap the legs. So you're taking the strap over the other foot and doing exactly the same thing on the other side. Embrace the doorway of your tensions, of your stresses in the backs of the legs. Know that once we have passed through that doorway, all that is left is space and openness. Beautiful. Now we're going to swap back to the first leg, but this time take the other end of your strap behind your head. So one end is behind your foot and the other end is behind your leg. You might need to bend your knee. You want the strap to be at the base of the skull, really, I think. It's probably the best place, but not on your neck. As long as it's on your head, lovelies. And you're just hanging out here, like in this kind of hammocky position, and naturally the weight of your head will open up the back of your leg, and then the weight of your upper body is opening up the back of your leg, but also the weight of the leg is allowing for a beautiful, beautiful spacious stretch in the neck and around the back of the skull. See if you can relax completely here. And if for any reason this really doesn't work for you, if this brings a feeling of contraction, then just come back to the hamstring stretch where you hold the strap and it's not behind your head. Gorgeous. Then we're just going to release that for a second and swap the legs over and come back in. So either you're holding the strap or the strap is behind your head. And you come back into the breath when you find the position that is right for you. Bringing in prana as you breathe in. The breath is space. So bringing space in as you breathe in. And as you exhale, just letting go of any unnecessary, superfluous tension that has stopped you feeling spacious in your body, or spacious in your mind, or spacious in your heart. Release the hinge of your jaw, relax your face. Beautiful. Then let's escape or extricate yourself from the strap and come up to a cross-legged pose, Sukhasana. Keeping the breath nice and full and spacious and full of prana. I'm going to inhale as you breathe in, bring both arms up. And exhale, bring your right arm behind you and your left arm in front for a twist. We'll just stay here for a breath or two. Just letting the body kind of orientate to this twist. And then on your next inhale, come back to center with the arms up. Now as you exhale, the left arm comes behind you and the right arm is forward for a twist on the other side. So just take a moment here, letting your body orientate to the position, to the feeling, to the breath, to the space, if there is any. And then we're going to inhale, arms up, face forward, exhale, over to the right, do the same twist over to the right. Then inhale, arms up, back to center, and exhale over to the left. Inhale, back to center, exhale over to the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale over to the left, squeezing the belly at the end of the exhale so you can inhale more fully back to center. And last round, exhale over to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale over to the left. Inhale back to center. Exhale, release the arms down now. Squeeze out the end of the exhalation into the belly and feel the rebound of the inhale getting bigger and more spacious. All because of the depth of the deep exhalation. Breath is air and air is spacious. Beautiful. Now we're going to come up into gate pose. So face the long edge of your mat. And you're kneeling on your left knee and extending your right leg out towards the short side of your mat. So that would be the top or maybe the bottom of your mat, depending on which way you're facing. Now take your right arm and walk the fingers down your extended leg, your right leg. And we're trying to keep the chest facing frontwards as best we can, keep the gaze frontwards. And then you can bring your left arm up and over for a really deep side stretch. If you feel that your knee is tender, you can always pop a blanket underneath it for these kneeling poses. We've got a few of them coming. Again, use your breath to create the space inside of the pose. And see if you can just relax through the base of the neck. Stay steady through the core of the body. And then when you're ready, come on up. And retain the shape in the legs as best you can, and slowly take your left hand to the floor. I hope it's the left hand. I'm just going to check that. Yeah, I think it is. The left hand to the floor. Reach your right arm up and over, so you're creating a big diagonal through the right side of your body, from fingertips to toes, and you're creating a lot of space along the right side of body. Just breathe here. Working with Stiram Sukham Asana, sweetness and strength in posture. Work out where in your body you need to be steady and where you can enjoy what feels good about this shape. Hopefully there's something that feels good about this. This is how we find space and a practice that is nourishing. Now, lovely, as you inhale, come on up and come back into the original shape, the first shape, gate pose. And then as you exhale, the hand comes down to the floor, and we're coming into that long diagonal. Hopefully this makes sense. So we're inhaling, coming up, and exhaling, coming over and down and stretching through the other side. Work to the rhythm of your own breath. Make sure that your breath is deep and even and spacious. This moving breath-based way of being is called a vinyasa. So close your eyes and enjoy your vinyasa. Let the breath initiate the movement, not the other way around. Breath is in charge. Breath brings space. Beautiful. Now let's swap that around. So you're going to do exactly the same thing on the other side. We'll take a few moments in the original position. You're going to have your right knee down and your left leg out towards the short side of your mat now, and just take your left arm, walk your fingers down the extended leg, and when you can go no further, take the other arm, the right arm, up and over. Keep everything facing forward, nice and strong in your core. Breathing here, allowing a really nice side stretch, using breath to create space. Relaxing as much as you can through any superfluous tension that doesn't need to be there. Now stay steady through the core of the body, and we're going to just take your top arm down to the floor and reach your bottom arm long. So you're creating that diagonal, fingers to toes, breathing here, letting the body orientate to the shape. Now turn this into a vinyasa, so you inhale, come up, and you exhale, hand comes down. And do this to the rhythm of your own breath. Close your eyes so you don't feel tempted to follow anyone else. You're following your breath, you're following your space. And for many of us, this vinyasa-based movement of moving to breath actually creates a ton of space in the body. Everything becomes a little bit easier, a little bit more fluid. Gorgeous. Now when you're ready, let's come out of that and come onto all fours. We're going to lift opposite arm and leg and stretch them away from each other, keeping your core nice and strong. Then when you're ready, breathe in, knee to elbow. Now, as you breathe out, sorry for the long pause, maybe take a few breaths. On your next exhale, bring your knee and elbow, opposite knee and elbow, move out to the sides of the body. I see this as like a dog having a pee, and like a chicken kind of flapping its wing. And then on your next inhale, knee to elbow. And as you breathe out, stretch it all away. This is your vinyasa. Let's try that again without the big long pauses. So take a breath here. Breathe in, knee to elbow. Breathe out, chicken dog. Knee and elbow come out to the sides. Breathe in, knee to elbow. Breathe out, stretch away. In, knee to elbow. Out, chicken dog. In, knee to elbow. Out, stretch away. Last one. In, knee to elbow. Out, chicken dog. In, knee to elbow. Out, stretch away. Beautiful. Come back to all fours. Just take a couple of cat-cows here. Give yourself a little bit of room to breathe. It's like we can imagine in that chicken dog that we're using the limbs to push anything out of our space that doesn't need to be here right now. So when you move the foot and the knee and the elbow out to the side, it's like you're elbowing it away. So let's try that again on the other side. So opposite arm to leg on the other side now. Breathe in here. Out, knee to elbow. Sorry. Breathe in, extend, sorry. Let's take a breath here. Lovely. Okay, let's breathe in, knee to elbow. Sorry about that. Out, chicken dog. Push it away. In, knee to elbow. Out, stretch long. In, knee to elbow. Chicken dog, elbow everything out the way. In, knee to elbow. X, stretch it out. In, knee to elbow. Breathing out, chicken dog. In, knee to elbow. Breathing out, stretching long. Coming back to all fours. So in case that kind of clumsy vinyasa and clumsy explanation hasn't worked in kind of moving what doesn't belong here on your mat away from you, let's do a little round of cat-cows. Breathing up and down the spine. Just lubricate the spine. And we're going to make this a little bit more active by just pick up one of your knees as you come into cat and you're rounding, and just bring the knee towards your nose. And as you exhale, let your leg kick up. You can go as fast or as slow as you like. So you're inhaling knee to nose. Exhale, leg kicks up and out. Up and up. Up and up. So do this as quickly or as slowly as you like. For some of us, this might be a really languid, beautiful kind of fluid movement. For others, you can start to add Kapalabhati. You can pump the breath a little bit more, and it can become a little bit more dynamic. You're just sort of kicking out anything that doesn't need to be here on your yoga mat with you right now. You're claiming your space. So a few more breaths here, just claiming the space on this side. And then when you're ready, let's swap that over. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. You can go as slowly or as quickly as you like. Just kicking anything away that feels like an encroachment upon you. You know, we all need time and space, and this is your time. And you're inhaling, knee to nose, exhaling, kick it out, whatever it is. Beautiful. Then come back to center. And let's push back to dog, downward facing dog. Bend your knees if you need to. Try to push into the index finger knuckles and all over the pads of your fingers. So your fingers doing the work, not so much the balls of your hands. There's a feeling of lifting through the wrists, and you're pushing the weight back into the legs. And now let's narrow your dog a little. So bring your feet forward about a foot's length towards you, and catch hold of the opposite ankle for a twist here. Your body may turn slightly skyward, that's quite nice. Just breathing, using your breath to bring space to a position that isn't necessarily the easiest and the most spacious position to hold. Beautiful. Let's take this over to the other side. So just swap your arms over. And don't worry if your knees are bent, it's absolutely fine. Body may turn slightly skyward, breath is full, and then come back to center, downward facing dog. And let's just raise one leg, come into standing splits. If it feels good for you, you can, as you're in this standing splits pose, you can walk your hands in a little bit towards your feet. Try to make sure that you're not opening through your top hip too much. Try to keep your hips nice and parallel to each other. Unless you're desperate to open the hips and that's what gives you space, then go ahead, I suppose. Breathing here, and then we're going to repeat on the second side. We're just swapping the legs, just stretching out the legs here. Hands can be close in towards you or in a sort of traditional downward facing dog. Distance away from your feet, it's fine. Breathe deep, bring a ton of prana into this posture, a ton of space, and then come back to dog. And wherever you are, whether it's a narrow or a full dog, we're going to walk the arms back to the legs, bend deeply in the knees, keep the shoulders and head heavy, and just roll through your spine to stand. So your shoulders and head come up last. Take your time. Beautiful. Now make sure that your feet are slightly wider than your hips. You've got your knees bent here, and just make sure there's enough room for you to kind of swing your arms around left and right without taking out your neighbor or encroaching on their space. And we're just going to do that. We're just going to swing the arms left and right. It's like a freer version of those Sukhasana twists we did on the floor. It's a bit more airy and a bit more spacious here. And you can breathe in as you swing left and breathe out as you swing right. So it might turn into a little bit of a pumping action, or it might not. Whatever brings you space. The steadiness or the steerum is in the legs, and the sweetness or the space is in the freedom of the arms, and just in this action of like, I'm taking up a ton of space here and that's okay. I'm claiming my space and that's okay. And this kind of freestyle movement, it can be really beautiful for the shoulders and for releasing around the neck and the upper back. Really beautiful for releasing around the hips. Sometimes make sure that your platform of your feet and your legs is really good. So keep a bend in your knees. And then when you're ready, let's come back to center and just stand here. Stand in what is known in Sanskrit as Tadasana. But for today, we're just going to call it ta-da. You know, I'm here, I've arrived, this is my space, and this is me. And by showing up for my practice today, I'm signaling to myself that I can trust myself to show up for what is good for me. I can carve out time and space within this busy world. It's a miracle, really, that any of us can do that. Lovely. Okay, lovely. So let's roll up the back of the mat. Just take a moment to roll the back of your mat nice and tight and make quite a big roll in it so you can place your heels upon it. So it lifts your heels fairly significantly by about an inch or so at least. So we're rolling up the mat, we're placing the heels of our feet on the mat, and we're just going to fold forward when we get here. Bend the knees if you've got any lower back issues, and start to sort of salt and pepper the head. I like to imagine that the top of my head is like a pepper shaker, and I can just shake out any superfluous stress, any unnecessary thinking, anything that I don't need here, anything that might feel like an encroachment on my space. Lovely, and then grab your elbows. Doesn't matter which one you grab both of them with either arm and just hang for a second, relaxing your face, creating a ton of space around your jaw, around your eyes. Take a breath here, and as you exhale now, place your hands underneath your toes. So your fingers face the heels of your feet. You can bend the knees, absolutely fine. With the rolled up mat underneath you, there should be a little more space than usual for you to play with. Now in this position, let the head hang. Draw the shoulders away from the ears, so the shoulders start to glide up the back towards the hips. So your neck has a ton of space. And if this is a good position for you, if you feel comfortable here, you can start to really tread on your fingers and imagine you're trying to pull your hands out from under your feet. This gives you a nice stretch through the wrists and shoulders sometimes. Beautiful. Now let's extricate the hands from the feet, so give your hands some space. Let them go. And keeping the heels on your mat, keeping your feet like hip width apart, let's just squat down here and give your body time to orientate to the space, to the posture, and to create space with breath within the posture. So big deep breaths. Lovely. And then when you're ready, you can just straighten your knees really, just so you're standing in a folded position with the mat placed under your heels. The effort of doing this is lessened, but we want to be kind to the knees. So if this is creating tension in your knees, use a block so you can take some of the weight in your hands. And we're just going to squat down and stand up and fold really. So we're squatting down and we're folding when we stand up. We inhale as we squat and we exhale as we fold. Now you can do as few or as many of these as you like. You can do this as a continuous vinyasa where you're just moving to every inhalation and every exhalation, or you can take breaths in either position, as many as you need, or you can just stay in one position if either the fold or the squat doesn't feel good for your body today. Yogi's choice. It's a beautiful thing when we're given a choice. I mean, it can be. Sometimes it can just cause a lot of stress in our system where we're like, oh my God, which one do I want? Which is the right one? But for today, make that choice be something that brings you a feeling of creating your own space, your own time, because that is what it is that you're doing with your practice, creating your own time in your own space. Very beautiful. So we're inhaling as we squat and we're exhaling as we fold if we're doing the vinyasa. Beautiful. Now let's come down into your folded position. So come into the folded position from wherever you are. And from here, keeping your heels on the mat, come into chair pose. So just bending through the knees. Be kind to the knees though, don't overdo it. Once you find chair pose, you really should be taking the weight back into your heels more. You want to kind of engage your belly and push your tailbone down. And try to tuck your bottom in. And then lift your arms as high as you can, keeping the chest as open as you can without creating an overarch in the lower back. So the tailbone moving down will protect your lower back here. Lovely. Now we're going to interlace the fingers with your palms down underneath your chin, bringing your elbows wide. And rest your chin on your fingers. And then if you can, come into a flat back position with the knees bent and stretch into your throat. We're making room for your voice here, making space for your voice, which we will use later. Beautiful. Now come back to chair, bringing the arms up. And as you exhale, twist so your right hand comes behind you, outstretched, and your left hand is forward. Inhale back to center. Exhale, twist to the left. It's exactly the same movement we were doing before in Sukhasana, I think. So we're inhaling center and we're exhaling twist. And we're doing this to the rhythm of your own breath. So that this creates a sense of space inside of yourself. Beautiful. Now as you inhale back to center, look down and see if you can lift your heels off of your mat, and your mat maybe will roll back out and escape from you. If it doesn't roll out and escape from you, you can do another twist and try again. Or you can just give it a sneaky kick. Yeah. Lovely. And then when you're ready, straighten your legs, come back to Tadasana. Ta-da. Still here, still in your own space. After being stuck in a chair position for that amount of time, breath of joy will really be a joy here. So, we're going to inhale now, arms come forwards. Exhale, arms out at shoulder height. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, bend the knees, swing the arms down and fold so they come out behind you. Let's do that again. Inhale, forward. Exhale, out at shoulder height. Inhale, up. Exhale, swing down and out. Inhale, forward. Exhale, out. Inhale, up. Exhale, down and out. Inhale, forward. Exhale, out. Inhale, up. Exhale, down and out. Let's go a bit faster. Forward, out, up, down. 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 One more round. Forward, out, up, down. And come back to stand. Beautiful. We'll turn that now into Hamsa breath. Ham and Sa. Not hamster breath. I've been misheard before on this one. It's Hamsa. And Hamsa really means I am here, or I am that, or I am here now. And how we do this breath is we inhale, arms up, hum, and then we exhale, do that swinging down and out motion, sa. Inhale, hum, sa, 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 hum, sa. Beautiful. Just stay down for a moment. Salt and pepper your head. Bend your knees, roll up through the spine. And doing that hamsa breath is like chopping wood. There's a liberating fire that is created within us that burns away extraneous concerns or blocks and gives us a sense of freedom. Freedom to be here now as we are. And gives us a sense of ourselves, claiming space. Let's come into Archer's pose now, lovely. So hopefully I said to roll up through the spine, head and neck last. If I didn't, let's do that now. If I did, take another moment in Tadasana. And now we'll come into Archer's pose. So bring your left leg back. Stand as if you're doing kind of warrior one. And we're going to bring the left arm, left leg back. It would be your right arm forward and your left leg back as if you're going to fire a bow. The elbow stays up. And we face front. And we can just breathe here, just nice deep breaths, if that gives a feeling of spaciousness. If you want, you can add Kapalabhati, which is like we're inhaling into the belly and short, sharp exhale out of the nose. Keep going. If Kapalabhati makes you lose stability or feel like you're kind of turning into a jelly, just slow it down. Just so you can get that real feeling of power as you squeeze the exhalation out. Do not worry about the inhalation because that takes care of itself, because it's kind of ripe to rebound after that big squeeze out of the exhalation. If you want a little bit more, you can add a bend in your front knee. You can start to bend and straighten it a little bit in rhythm with your breath. And we can feel, as we do Kapalabhati, breath of fire, we can feel this has a similar feeling to Hamsa. As the belly comes, how would it be? Yeah, as the belly opens up and expands, it's the hum. And as we breathe in, sa, hum, sa, hum, sa, hum, sa. Sorry, the sa would be on the exhalation. Sa, you're pushing the breath out. Beautiful. Lovely. Let's swap sides now. So just do the same thing on the other side. Kapalabhati if you want it, or just long, slow, deep breaths, or very slow Kapalabhati if you start feeling like a jelly. We're actually working here to rein in the instability of having too much freedom. So after that breath of joy and the Hamsa, it's really nice to just stand and breathe in a really structured way. If you don't want to be so still though, you can bend and straighten the front leg with your breath. And you can repeat the Hamsa mantra if that gives you space. Hamsa, Hamsa, Hamsa. Out louder in your head as you breathe, or whatever feels good. Beautiful. And when you're ready, let's come out of that. Inhale to the front of your mat, Tadasana. Ta-da! Here I am on my mat, claiming some space for myself. It's magical, really. Gorgeous. Okay, let's come into some half salutations. So inhale, lift your arms up. And exhale, fold on in. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, fold on in. Inhale, all the way back up. It's beautiful how you have this kind of structured movement in yoga, and that actually brings freedom. When we come into the familiar, we go, oh, this is nice, this feels good. So let's do that again. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold on in. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold on in. Inhale, arms up. So the structure and the order can actually provide space. Let's do that again. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold on in. Deep breath as you breathe in. Bring the space in. Halfway rise. Exhale, fold on in all the way to the belly. Deep squeeze in the belly. And let the rebound of the exhale bring you up on the inhale. Arms up. Gorgeous. Let's inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, halfway rise. Now as you exhale, take your left leg back into a lunge. And as you inhale, raise your chest. Open it up. Exhale, come back to plank. And inhale, in plank, hold here. Exhale, knees, chest and chin come to the mat. Inhale, cobra. Baby cobra at first. Use the strength in your back to lift you up. Exhale, push back to dog. And we'll just take a few breaths in dog. So inhale here. And exhale here. Now let's bring the left leg forward into lunge on your next inhale. And just exhale in the lunge. Back knee is down. Now as you inhale, raise your chest. Open it up. Now tuck the back toes, spring forward, and exhale, fold in at the front of your mat. Inhale, come up halfway. And exhale, fold on in. Deep to the belly. Feel the rebound of the inhale bringing you up. Tailbone down. Look up. Exhale, Tadasana, ta-da. You're claiming your space now. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, halfway rise. Right leg back as you exhale, back knee down. Lunging here. Inhale, raise your chest. And exhale, back to plank. Let's inhale in plank. Exhale, knees, chest and chin. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Staying here for a few breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Right leg is coming forward. Back knee is down as you inhale. Let's exhale here. And now as you inhale, raise the chest to lower the hips. Open it up. Back toe tuck, spring forward. Exhale, fold on in. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, fold on in again, all the way to the deep place in your belly, and then rebound, inhale, stand up, tailbone heavy, helping to lift you up, 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 gaze up, and exhale, Tadasana. The breath is initiating the movement, and this is what gives the movement space and levity. It brings a sense of ease and grace to the salutations that actually gives us a sense of freedom, a sense of space. Let's go one more. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold on in. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, left leg back. Lunging here, back knee down. Inhale, lift the chest, drop the hips. Exhale, plank. Inhale, plank. Exhale, knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stay here, inhale. Stay here, exhale. Next inhale, bring the left foot forward and lunge. Exhale here as you bring the back knee and toes down to the mat if they're not there already. Then inhale, raise the chest, drop the hips. Tuck the back toes, spring forward. Exhale, fold at the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, Tadasana. Beautiful. Make sure your strap is handy. We're going to use that this time around. Let's inhale, bring the arms up. And exhale, fold on in. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, the right leg is coming back now. Grab your strap, you guys, and we're going to stick the strap around the base of the skull. Look up, open the chest, drop the hips for a beautiful lunge pose. I forget what it's called now. Yeah, a beautiful lunge pose there. And this, you're reaching with the arms, and you can really relax the head back, and this brings this sense of openness through the throat and openness through the chest that is difficult to get on a tight day. Lovely. When you're ready, come out of that, just leave the strap to one side, and then let's come back to plank. Take an inhale in your plank, exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, dog. Exhale in dog. This time we're bringing the right leg forward. I believe if I've got the wrong leg, then please swap them over as necessary. But we're going to do that same lunge position with the strap on the other side. Bring a ton of breath to this, a ton of space. There's no rush. Breathing deep here, bring a ton of prana to this pose. And when you're ready, come on out of that. Lovely, and just stay in the lunge. Bring your fingers to the floor. And very gently bring yourself forward to the front of your mat and fold here. As you inhale, halfway rise. As you exhale, fold on in. And as you inhale, come all the way up, back to Tadasana. Just take a moment, just breathing. Okay, let's inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, fold on in. Inhale, halfway rise. Let's exhale now, bring your left leg back. Yeah, bring your left leg back so your right leg is forward. And we're just going to take dragon pose here. So just, yeah, you can take your right leg a little over to the right, and you can roll if you like to your little toe sides. If you've got the openness, you can come down onto your forearms if that feels spacious for you today. If it feels like a contraction, stay up. And just pause here to create a little bit of space in your hips. It's like allowing a little bit of sunshine into the garden of the hips. As I hear like the music stopped and we've got birds and yeah, birds in the background. Pretty beautiful. Breathe deep here. If you're feeling like there's a lot of tightness in your hips or a lot of stagnation in your hips, just start flossing that out with the breath. Remember, tension and tightness is the doorway that we pass through on the road to space and liberation. Beautiful. Let's come back to plank, nice and slowly. Take a downward facing dog if you need the stretch. If not, from plank, let's exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now we're going to bring the other leg through. So you're doing the dragon stretch on the other side. I'm really sorry, I've forgotten what side we did this on. So it was a right foot forward. So yeah, right foot through, I think. No, maybe not, maybe left foot through, but you know what side you're on. And just do that same stretch on the other side. Work your breath into the garden of your hips. And if you've got the space in the room, you could come down onto your forearms if you like. Beautiful. When you're ready, let's come back to plank. Push back to dog and just walk the dog in the park. And just to stretch all of that out. Really nice. Okay, when you're ready now, let's raise the left foot up. So you're in a three-legged dog. And we're going to flip the dog. You can either stay here in three-legged dog or you can flip the dog over for wild thing if you know it. So you're bending the left knee, opening the hip and just following the momentum until that foot comes to the floor, lifting the chest, lifting the hips, top arm up and over, big stretch. Lovely. Let's bring that back to plank. And now take your left foot forward of your right foot and come into a side plank stretch here. So stretch long. Beautiful. Then come back to center. And we're going to repeat that on the other side. So right foot up, bend the knee, open the hip, stay here or flip the dog. So just follow the foot down to the mat, lift the hips, lift the chest. Wild thing. Breathe deep, bring a ton of prana to the posture. Then come back to plank. Taking your right foot forward of your left foot now, I think, and doing that side plank stretch on the other side. Lovely, let's inhale to plank and exhale dog. Let's inhale to plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, child's pose, rest. Bring your hands down behind you so they're kind of near to your hips. Bring the backs of your hands to the floor, make fists, and then lift your knuckles away from the floor to stretch your wrists out, if that feels spacious for your body. Beautiful. Then when you're ready, let's sit up and come into Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together. Hold your toes and press your outer arms into your inner thighs. So you're relaxing and creating space in your groins here. And you can turn this into a little bit of a fold. You can kind of nestle in if that feels okay for your body. And you can inhale now and sit up and use the bind of the arms against the legs to lengthen the spine. So let's stay here for a moment, lengthening. And then if it feels good, we come into folding, contracting. And we can inhale to lengthen. And exhale to contract. Now you can do this as like a one breath vinyasa, moving on every breath, or you can move as is your want, or just find the position that feels like it's creating space in your body. Stay here and breathe there. Stay here and breathe here. After the kind of rigid instruction of sun salutations, it's nice to start to find our own rhythm again. So take extra breaths if needed. And you can even take a moment here to release all of that and just massage the feet. You know, the feet become very compressed. There's so much weight on them. It's nice to give them a chance to open and become spacious. I'm sure they appreciate it. So massage your feet if that feels right for your body. Or continue with the vinyasa if your body likes that. Beautiful. Now hook onto your toes, lovelies, or your ankles, and begin to churn your belly. It's a beautiful, spacious movement, this is. Really helps me to kind of release my back, release my shoulders, my neck, my jaw. Everything starts to kind of churn away. Let's change direction, do that the other way as well. Change direction. Keep churning. Change direction, keep churning. Beautiful. Let's come into Sukhasana, cross-leg pose. Bring your hands behind your head, elbows out, and we're just going to inhale to the left, exhale to the right. Make your own vinyasa here. Follow the natural sort of predisposition of your own breath, of your own space. So your movement might be very slow and languid. You're inhaling left, exhaling right, or you might start to pump the breath, so it's a little more this pumping breath actually creates so much space for me. It's amazing for just releasing any tightness in the upper back. So yeah, do what is good for your body. And then when you're ready, finish here. We're going to stay in Sukhasana. You can change the cross of your legs if you like, and just make 2 little cups with your hands and bring your arms out to 45 degrees between like your shoulders and your head. Now you can stay here and just breathe deep, or you can take breath of fire, Kapalabhati. So we inhale, belly expands, we exhale, short, sharp, strong exhale into the belly, right down deep into the belly. And this facilitates the rebound of the inhalation. So we don't have to worry about that. We just concentrate on the exhalation. Go slowly at first. Keep going. And you can stay at that kind of a pace. If you know that you kind of turn to jelly if you go any faster. If you want to go faster, by all means do. But please work to your own pace today. We're trying to create your space, your time, your practice. Beautiful. Let's stop that now, and then inhale, bring your thumbs to touch above your head. Stretching up, take a big breath in here, sip in all the inhale that you can and hold the breath, lifting through the perineum, holding the energy up. Exhale, turn the palms down towards the ground and release down, grounding the energy here. Lovely, let's do that again. Cup your hands at 45 degrees. Breath of fire here, slow or fast, whatever works for your body today. Keep going. Lovely. And when you're ready, exhale all of that out. Inhale, arms come above the head, thumbs to touch. You can hook your thumbs together if that helps. Sip in the very last part of your inhale here. So your full inhalation, hold the breath, lift the perineum. Holding, lifting. And then when you're ready, turn your palms down, separate your hands, ground the energy. That is yours. Lovely. Let's come into Navasana, a little half Navasana here. So keep your feet to the floor today, actually. Keep your toes on the floor. And just curl your body in, so you're contracting the belly again, really practicing that today. Keep that contraction to lie down on the floor. Bring yourself to lie down. Nice, easy Navasana today. Lots of space to not do it. And once you find the floor, grab your block. Take your feet to the mat, about hip width apart. Turn your toes ever so slightly inward towards one another. Lift your hips up and take the block underneath your sacrum at any level that affords you space. supported bridge here. And in this strange and peculiar position, see if you can just work with your breath, bring breath to any areas that need more space. You might want to bring your hands to any area of your body that need more space. You might want to rest them by your sides. You might want to take them up and over the head. You might want to take your hands to your block and hold your block, and maybe consider taking one leg up towards the ceiling. The trick is here, lovelies, is to really let your weight fall into the block. The more weight you put into that block, the more stable it becomes. Until eventually you can take a leg up. So you're doing like a bridge with a leg in the air. If you're doing that, swap legs now. And maybe even this turns into a supported shoulder stand on a block. If this brings you a sense of space. If not, stay in your bridge position. If you're in supported shoulder stand and you want to come out of it, please, in your own time, come on out of it if you haven't already, and back to bridge. We're coming into a section of the practice where we start to adopt the attitude of Shavasana. So if you've fallen asleep on your block, you wouldn't be the first. Wake yourself up now and just press into your feet a little more and lift your hips high enough so you can extricate your block from underneath you, and just stay with the hips raised so the block gets the freedom and the space now. And we roll down through the spine section by section. So take your middle back to the ground first, and then your lower back to the ground, keeping your hips raised. Then your hips, then your tailbone, then your hips, and your whole back relaxes to the floor. Very beautiful. Let's bring the knees in gently towards the chest. We're not hugging them in, just slightly towards the chest, and just allow the knees to fall to the left. Nice easy twist here. Arms can be in any position that affords you space. Release the hinge of your jaw. Use your breath to create more space in the posture. Flossing out any areas of tension with breath. Remembering that the tension is a doorway we pass through on the way to liberation, on the way to space and freedom and time out from all of that. Tension, tightness, time out from it. Beautiful. And let's come back to center and take that same twist to the other side. Breath is air, and air is space. Air is spacious. There's lots of it. As I say that, I realize that I'm not sure if there's lots of it in space, but that's another question. Let's change the subject quickly and just bring your knees back to center, please, lovelies. Let's take a short moment in Happy Baby. So bending the knees, bring the feet up towards the ceiling, and you can hold around your thighs or your toes or your feet or your ankles. See if you can drop your tailbone down towards the mat a little bit. And then release that, lovelies, and come into your Shavasana for tonight. So make sure you'll be warm enough for the next sort of 10 minutes. And please, please, please take up a ton of space here. I used to say it more often than I do now, but really let yourself splat on the mat. I really want to see your legs apart and your arms away from your body. Please do not keep your legs together, and please do not have your arms on your body at all. Just let everything move away from the torso. Give your torso a ton of space. Give your arms and legs a ton of space. You might want to just pick your buttocks up and move them out of the way so your sacrum can get a better contact with the floor. And make sure that your shoulder blades have a sense of spreading wide against the floor. And the sacrum has a sense of spreading wide against the floor. The legs spread wide, the arms spread wide. The sacrum spreads wide and the shoulder blades spread wide. They're like 3 giant river stones, shoulder blades and sacrum. Big flat bones against the floor. Now make sure as well that your belly is soft, so you can feel your belly starting to expand as you inhale. And see if you can follow this softness in the belly with a softness in the face. Let your face release and relax as you inhale and exhale. Let your breath be full. the practice today, we've filled it really with postures. We filled it with breath-based physical movement, lots of vinyasas, because this is excellent for giving the mind space. So when we're actually practicing, the mind tunes into the body and the body takes over in a sense. But now here we let go of the mental and the physical aspects of our practice, and if we can, we enter into the subtle and spiritual realms. So let go and relax into your inner space. This is your sacred inner sanctum. This is what awaits you in Shavasana. So let go, relax and open up to this. Any superfluous thoughts that might stand in the way of you in your temple, you say to them, no, not right now. I am in Shavasana, I am relaxing, I let go. Just let yourself drift and let go, so every exhalation becomes an opportunity to go deeper into your inner sacred sanctum. As you inhale, you keep creating space. And as you exhale, enter into that space. Relax. 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 Okay, lovely. Let's just begin to deepen the breath. Move the fingers and the toes. Start to take whatever stretch the body needs. And a big yawn too if you need it. Waking the body up gently, spaciously, fluidly. Turn the head a little side to side, maybe hug the knees into the chest. Maybe rock your hips a little side to side gently, being very respectful of your lower back. Massage your hips into the floor and then roll to one side. And just take a moment here to consciously take a note of anything, if anything, was relevant to you tonight. And consciously bring this back with you, whatever it is, as you press yourselves gently up to a comfortable seat. Bringing your hands to your heart. Turning the corners of your mouth up into a spacious smile, a successful smile. You successfully created a whole ton of space for yourself tonight. You became a good ally, a good companion, a good friend to yourself tonight. So well done. You can flutter your eyes open now. Namaste. Or after your namaste. Namaste.